Ladies and gentlemen, the raids are starting now. Donald Trump's administration, led by border czar Tom Homan, is launching one of the most aggressive deportation programs in American history right now. The initial targets are reported to be Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York. They are calling them targeted enforcement operations. We are talking about ICE raids, immigration raids. Now, Tom Homan says the focus will be public safety threats, meaning people who are here illegally but are criminals. They are gang members. They have committed violent crimes. That's the way they're sort of sugarcoating it. But it has been made very clear that no undocumented person is off the table. Spouses are not off the table. Co-workers, roommates, children, everybody here is set to be targeted. And despite the rhetoric from Trump and Homan and others being, this is about public safety, the data consistently show that both documented and undocumented immigrants commit crimes at significantly lower rates than natural-born Americans. We would do better if the goal is to reduce crime by picking random American-born citizens and saying, you've got to get out. Statistically, I'm obviously not suggesting we do that. But the point here is the narrative of immigrants as a threat is just not backed by the facts. Now, Donald Trump and his allies are publicizing the raids. Homan is stating that there will be no apology in enforcing immigration law, with deportation flights expected to begin immediately, raids expected to begin today. Donald Trump has dismissed potential lawsuits, saying, bring it on. And these raids are going to have devastating consequences, not just for the immigrant families themselves, but for the U.S. economy, which Donald Trump and his acolytes claim to care about. Industries like construction, restaurants, and agriculture, as well as many other service sectors, heavily rely on documented immigrant labor and on undocumented immigrant labor. It's against the law. It is what we have, and it will affect the economy. Now, many Trump voters supported these policies. They may not realize how much their own everyday lives depend on the people that are going to be targeted now. The food supply chain, home building, other industries. These are powered by immigrant workers, documented and undocumented. So you look at a city like Chicago, where hundreds at least of arrests are planned. Immigrant communities are now acutely living in fear. Families are being coached on their rights, how to respond if ICE agents come to your door, organizing phone trees to start calling and warning others about ICE activity. Sanctuary spaces like churches, once considered safe havens, and even the right liked it. The right said, no, you never go into a church. No, they may no longer be off limits for arrests under Donald Trump's new policies. And so you've got community leaders urging immigrants, know your rights, be prepared for these raids. Democratic leaders in Illinois and in Chicago are standing firm. They're saying, we are not backing down from our sanctuary commitments, no matter what Trump does. So this is not an operation that is about immigration enforcement. This is about fear. This is about control. This is about a political agenda that scapegoats immigrants for broader societal issues. And it was sold as a way to restore law and order, but the human fallout and the economic fallout are going to be severe. Now, I do think it's important for me to mention, I don't want to pretend that nobody likes this. Trump's deportation plans highlight the impact of elections. Trump said he was going to do this, and now it looks like he's going to deliver on it. Many of the things Trump ran on, he's not going to deliver on. And so I don't want to be a hypocrite in the sense that a lot of people want these immigration raids. They may regret them once they see how it impacts their local and broader economies, but that's a different story. And we have to remember, as people who are against this, that yes, it's horrible, but Trump ran on it. And so doing the thing he ran on is going to please, at least initially, the people that said, I'm voting for Trump because I do like this. And there were people who felt that Kamala Harris was not taking undocumented immigration seriously in the way that they wanted her to take it. And they said, this is one of the reasons I voted for Trump. It was in the top 3 issues in terms of election issues for voters in 2024. And so now Trump is, at least it appears, going to do this thing that he promised. Now, will he do it to the extent that he promised? Are they going to do the camps? Or we just don't know yet. But the news is that the raids start today. And don't forget that millions of people said, I want these raids. I'm voting for Trump. Now we will see what the fallout is. We've seen many high-profile data breaches this year, raising serious concerns about personal information security, and most alarming, National Public Data announced a major breach potentially impacting nearly every American. It exposed 2.9 billion records, including names, addresses, dates of birth, phone numbers, social security numbers, and hackers released all of this online for free. But I feel secure thanks to Aura, one of our sponsors. Aura monitors your personal data. This includes your social across billions of data points, including dark web and public records. It will let you know if there's an identity theft risk, and they provide up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. Aura offers additional safety features like real-time breach alerts, a password manager, and much more. I don't want to leave myself or my family vulnerable to these data breaches. If you don't want to either, go to aura.com/Pacman to try 2 weeks free. That's enough time to see if your personal data is already exposed. The link is in the description.